Oh man, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Oh, today I'm out. Actually, I'm doing two different things. The neighbor called me up and said that he's got sign of pigs on his place. The other neighbor had shot one of them about this time last year, and the pigs had disappeared. And he called me up and he's found fresh rooting and a fresh wallow. And so he's asked me to come over and put a trail camera up over it, just to see what we're dealing with. So as I'm going to do that, I thought, well, let's just go ahead and do a little shed walk while I'm on the way, because it's a pretty good walk from my house over to where these pigs are at on his property. So turkey season's right around the corner. We are 3 weeks away from the youth hunt here in Tennessee, and so turkey activity is starting to pick up. Heard some gobbling this morning whenever I was getting my stuff together to do this walk. I'm going to meet my dad over here as well. He's walking in from the other side to go look for anything he can see on that side, whether it be sheds or hog sign or trespasser sign. We've had a lot of issues in the past couple years with trespassers and poachers, so he's going to come in from that side. But I ask, if you haven't done it yet, and I ask that you go in, you hit that like and subscribe button, drop a comment, let me know. This shed hunting thing's kind of, it's not something I do very often. My dad's done it for years before it was a really cool thing, and he's found some really good sheds and deadheads. I think I've found one side ever. It's just something that I don't do. I tend to see them more whenever I'm out turkey hunting than if I'm out actually shed hunting. So anyway, I'm going to keep getting it over here. It's going to be about 75, 76 degrees today. Rain's going to come through tomorrow morning or afternoon, I think, and the temperature's going to plummet again. All right, I'm on this little knob over here on this high point. There's all kinds of rubs and scrapes in here. Obviously, bucks have been using it here pretty heavily. I'm hoping that I can find some sheds in here as I'm crossing through over to where this wallow was at. Although my dad always says you have better luck finding sheds on the edges of thickets and fence crossings and things, because I guess the antlers get caught as they're going through that stuff. And so it's thickets on the edge of this knob right here, and then it's relatively clear up here on top. So there's turkey sign everywhere up here on this knob. I'm assuming they're roosting. Well, there's a bunch of dead ash trees up here too, but I'm assuming they're roosting up here on this high point. This is a pretty good roost spot right in here. Great big tall oak trees, ash trees, the ones that are still alive anyway. I just blew a bunch of deer out of this thicket down here in the bottom, right beside the barn that I'm heading to. They just took off up over that other, or up that spine of that ridge right there. But they're still standing over there. They haven't gone on up. I don't think you can see them. That sun's whitening out that whole hillside. There's 3 of them going up the hill. No antlers, but that doesn't mean anything. They've started dropping their antlers around here about the past 2 weeks now, so. Alright, walking up to this wallow here. I was here only about 5 or 6 weeks ago. He allows me to come mushroom hunt and walk around. And I was over here 5 or 6 weeks ago, and there wasn't any sign of anything over here. So I don't know, maybe they got relocated or something, but let's see what we see. Oh, man, there's a trail wore out going up to it here. Alright, well, all I see are deer tracks, and some deer tracks and canine tracks. I don't know if it's coyote or if it's wild dogs running around here, but there is no hog sign there. Be real careful walking back through here just to take my time. They used to live up underneath this barn. This barn's, obviously you can see it's grown up all around it. It hasn't been used in many, many, many years, but oh shoot, right there it is. Holy crap. Oh man, they have tore this up. Looks like somebody's come through here with a bulldozer. Oh my lord. But, none of this is fresh. None of this has been disturbed since the last rain we had, which was a week ago. So this is not very fresh sign. Let's see if there's other sign up here on the top of this little finger. I don't know. I'm not finding any really fresh sign. I mean, obviously that down there looks to be weeks, if not a couple of months old. I mean, that was either one big pig, which the one that the neighbors shot over here back last spring was about 350 pounds. So that's possible that that's just from that one pig. But that wouldn't still be there. This is a new pig has done this since that last one was killed. So, but I'm not seeing a whole bunch of fresh sign. I'm going to work back around over here down into this spring bottom down here. There's a holler with a spring that comes out, and see if they're rooting down there. Alright, well, here on the lower side of the barn, there are a couple trails going up into this lower side of the barn here, if you can see it. This lower side of the barn is kind of cantilevered off of this steep bank, and there are a couple trails that are going up here, and they're going off down into the stream down here. They're pretty heavily worn with a lot of skid marks in them, so I can't tell if they're deer or if they're hog. I'm just going to stick a camera over here. I gotta find a good spot to put one up over here, stick it up, and just see if we can see what we get. I don't know. Oh man, I was sitting here putting this trail camera on the tree behind me overlooking this trail. Across the holler from me, I heard a loud commotion. I look up, and there's 6 deer running off the hillside. One of them is a good-sized buck, still with antlers on. I think I saw antlers on one other one. Those deer are still sitting there feeding about 40 yards from me. I've been sitting here for a while. I'm going to have to get up and get moving because I got to meet my dad over on the other side of the property over here to go check out something that has been found where it looks like somebody's sneaking in and hunting over there. So I'm going to have to go hang some signs and stuff, but I've got to get out of here. I'm just going to have to slowly start moving, and maybe I'll nudge him out of here in a little bit. Well, I made it up to this highest point on the property line up here where the neighbors thought that somebody was coming in on him, and there's a little bit of sign of people. There's trash and stuff up here, but I don't see any sign of where anybody was actually hunting. That doesn't mean they weren't. Obviously, a lot of times poachers and trespassers, they like to hunt off the ground a lot of times because they leave very little trace. But right now, I don't see anything. The property is posted now. I'm going to put a camera up over here. He asked me to put a camera up, and I've got a couple of other signs saying that the property is being monitored by trail camera for him. And I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to walk out here to the next spot where there is sign of somebody coming over on him and see if there's any recent sign. Alright, well, I walked along the top edge of the property line up here. There is a 4-wheeler trail from the neighbor's house down a different neighbor's house up here to the fence with this neighbor, and the fence has been cut. It looks like they're coming over here. I don't see any stands. I don't see any stands or any cameras, but It's kind of weird that they've got a four-wheeler trail that comes all the way to this fence and just stops, and the fence is cut. So I think it's a pretty safe assumption to think that they probably are coming across here. Part of the problem is, so this is the area that I grew up in. I mean, my family's lived here for generations. I mean, it's been in my family, my greater family, for over 200 years now. And what's happened is as the property around us, I thought I heard something running through the woods, is as the property around us gets chopped up, as people pass away and kids get the property, they don't want the property, they want to move to the city. They chop the land up and they sell it in like 5-acre parcels to whoever will pay whatever for it. And this year we've had an influx of people from extremely liberal areas, let's put it that way. We've had a lot of people from California, New York, Illinois moving into the area. And what's happening is they are not respecting property lines and boundaries at all. They just come in, they're like, hey, we live in the country now, we can do whatever we want to do. And that's not the way this works. And it really pisses me off, and it aggravates my neighbors too. I mean, it's to the point to where this neighbor that owns this land, he's to the point of taking legal action against the people that are coming over on him. And you know, I'm in the same boat. I don't have as much land as he does, and I monitor mine on a regular basis, so it's not that big of a problem for me. But several of my neighbors here that have 200-300 acres each, that's the problem. They're being bordered by people that are buying 3, 4, 5-acre parcels. They've never lived in the country, and they just think everything's a free-for-all. You do whatever you want to do, and that is not at all how this works. This area here, this is a walnut grove, a lot of young new growth walnut grove. My dad for years kept this mowed off and bush hogged as a hayfield, and it's just grown up and got out of control. But this little walnut grove here is tore up in deer sign. There's droppings everywhere, there's rubs everywhere. I've seen 2 or 3 old scrapes up here. There's tracks, there's trails. This is an incredible area, and guess what? Right there is the fence crossing where the neighbors are coming over. Oh well.
This one was shining like new money.
That was shining. As soon as you took off running, I saw it. I started to go outrun you. At your age,
no way you could have done that.
You'd pull a hamstring trying to run to it. What is it, a 6 or a 3 technically?
Well, broke off.
Broke off? Dad, blame it.
Oh, no doubt. Yep. Absolutely, no doubt. Yeah, see, look here. See how this
Pedicle. Oh, that's off? Still, yeah.
And see what happens. I've been reading about that. If that does that, that will be deformed next year.
Because he broke off the pedicle underneath the skin layer.
Yeah. Next year, this will be a deformed deer.
Just walked up on some turkeys down there. They're not spooked or nothing. There we go, 3 hens, is that right? 3 hens. Well, as you saw, I bumped into my dad and brother, and within 2 minutes of bumping into them, they both found a shed. So I guess I'm their good luck charm. Anyway, I've lost them now. I don't know where they're at, but we're all making our way this same direction down here into this holler, where the neighbor said he saw a couple of deer carcasses and some more pig signs. So just gonna shed hunt my way down here and look, and then I might make my way back home here soon to go get lunch and get ready to get on the bush hog. I'm making my way back to my house. I did not eat breakfast this morning, and here it is almost lunchtime, and I am pretty tired. I've nearly hit my 10,000 steps for the day just on this walk. But I left my dad and brother back over there. They're going to go out the other direction. And I'm just going to make my way out this ridge top back over toward my place. Anyway, If anything happens between now and then I'll start the camera back up. Otherwise, that's probably it for this episode. Goodness. Good Lord. I just busted a flock of probably 50 turkeys right here on top of this ridge, including the gray one. Several longbeards in the bunch. There goes another one right there. That's a big old longbeard. That's a good one. Oh, well, that's going to do it for this video. Came home, got some food in me. I got to get outside and get some work done before weather rolls in. This turned out to be the best shed hunting day of my brother's life. He ended up finding several sheds, including one side of a 10-pointer that showed up here on camera after season was over. I'll plug that video clip from my trail camera in here for you to see that. Man, we got a lot of things coming. Got a lot of farming, gardening, turkey season stuff coming up. I've got a bunch of videos in the pipeline that I got to get edited and get out, but there's just so many things going on that it's hard to get to it. Want to give a shout out. I never do shout outs, but I found out there is a little dude here that lives not very far from us. His name's Braxton. He's been watching all of our videos, whether it be on this channel or on my daughter's channel, Adventures with Taryn. And he loves watching our videos. He's an outdoor loving kid. His mom says if he could, he would just live outside all the time if she would leave him alone long enough for him to do it. So just giving him a little shout out, and maybe we can find a way to get him out here at some point this year and just hang out with him here. It's all about, sharing it with the next generation, spreading this and passing it down to the kids for them to carry on the traditions and the legacy that we try to pass on to them. So anyway, I ask that you hit that like, subscribe button. Got a lot of things coming, but I pray that you have yourself a wonderful day. Stay safe and God bless.